Hey guys, Folded Legs here. Welcome back to the channel. Before we jump into today's video, do me a quick favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss a new upload. It only takes a second, but it helps us grow and keeps the community strong. Plus, it lets me know you're enjoying the content so I can keep bringing you even more. Alright, let's get started. Hey guys, Folded Legs here. There's gameplay in the background. It has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. It's just there, so you don't have to stare at my face while I ramble. First off, thank you for being here. Whether you just clicked this or you've been showing up consistently, I really appreciate you hanging out with me. Genuinely. So here's what this video is. This is a sit down, thinking out loud kind of video. A little goofy, a little heavy in spots. Very honest. It is not a drama breakdown, a call out video, a history lecture. Some things are intentionally softened. Some things get joked around. Some details stay vague on purpose. That's not me dodging anything. That's me keeping the vibe human and not turning this into homework. If something feels lightly brushed past, that's intentional. Told dirt. This video is chaotic, funny, a little unhinged, but coming from a good place. Okay, enough yapping. Let's get into it. Section 1, this is weird in a good way. Okay, I need to say this out loud before my brain pretends it didn't happen. There are people here, like multiple, on purpose. I hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. And yes, I know, that is not a lot. I am aware of math. But in my head, that number is doing cartwheels, setting off fireworks, and screaming, "Who let this happen?" Because I genuinely thought I'd be doing this alone. Just me, my thoughts, and the algorithm popping in once a week like, "Hey buddy, you still doing this?" And then somehow, more of you showed up, and worse, you stayed. We're also almost at 500 on TikTok, which I am refusing to emotionally process, because if I acknowledge that too hard, my soul will leave my body, and I have things to do today. But yeah, it's wild. Not in a cool influencer way, in a "why are you all looking at me" way. And I think part of why this even works is because I stopped trying to be normal or impressive or whatever version of myself I thought would be more palatable. I just leaned into being goofy, a little unhinged, saying things out loud before my brain could file a complaint. And apparently, that was the correct move, which is annoying, but also very funny. So yeah, I'm clocking this moment before my brain minimizes it and pretends it's no big deal, because it is a big deal, and I'm so grateful. Section 2, words are losing their minds. Okay, I need to talk about something because my brain keeps blue screening every time I open the internet. Why are we using the biggest words we have for the smallest situations imaginable? Every disagreement is suddenly the worst thing that has ever happened in human history. Every post is a crisis. Every color choice is a manifesto. Every mild opinion is apparently the end of civilization. At some point, someone used the word Nazi in a situation where the correct response should have been, "Hey, that's a bit dramatic." And my soul just left the room. Because listen, that word means something. Like, a lot something. And when you throw it at everything, it stops meaning anything. It's like calling every headache being struck by lightning. No, sometimes you're just dehydrated. And I think this fries my brain extra hard Because I'm a history nerd. So my brain is doing math like, hold on, those are not the same scale. Those aren't even in the same zip code. Meanwhile, the internet is like, no, no, trust me. This tweet is basically World War III. It's exhausting. Not because I'm offended, because I'm confused. How did we get here? Where the loudest reaction wins, and nuance got pushed down the stairs. And the wild part is, most of the time, people aren't even trying to be cruel. They're just careless with words that should require a license. I don't want everyone to agree. That's boring. I just want us to chill, half a notch, and maybe not grab the nuclear vocabulary for every minor inconvenience. That's it. That's the whole thought. My brain just needed that out before it tried to reboot again. Okay, anyway, section 3. This is where my brain breaks. Okay, I need to talk about something because I keep seeing it and my brain just hard resets every time. So, Zentraya, I don't know her. She doesn't know me. I'm not in her circle. I don't have stakes here, which is actually why this bothers me, because from the outside, as just a person with eyes, she comes across as extremely good-hearted. She uses TTS openly, unapologetically. She shows up, plays games, spreads joy, and does not ask permission to exist. That's it. That's the crime, apparently. And then I see people throwing around words that absolutely do not belong in that kind of space. At some point, someone decided to use the word Nazi in response to something that was, at worst, a misunderstanding. And I just sat there like, no, that word means something, a lot of something. I'm a history nerd. I don't say that lightly. And this kind of thing hits me right in the core. Because when you take the most extreme words we have and use them carelessly, out of context, without scale, without thought, you don't make a strong point. You empty the word. It's the boy who cried wolf, but with language. If everything is the worst thing imaginable, then nothing is. And when something real actually happens, no one listens anymore. That's the part that gets me. Not outrage, not fandom, not drama, just the sheer irresponsibility of it. You don't have to like someone to recognize when an accusation is wildly misplaced. You don't have to be a fan to say, hey, this is not okay. That's it. I needed to say that once, clearly, and then keep moving, because this kind of carelessness helps no one. Section 3.5, please stop using the big red button. And this is the part where my brain fully stops cooperating, because why is everyone so eager to smash the biggest red button available every single time something feels off? Like we have a whole language, thousands of words, nuance, gradients, and instead people go, no, maximum escalation. Immediately, there's no pause anymore. No, wait, what actually happened? No, does this word fit the situation? Just vibes. Very loud, very confident vibes. And that scares me more than disagreement ever could. Because when words lose their weight, they stop doing their job. They stop warning us. They stop protecting people. They stop meaning anything at all. Everything becomes noise. And I know some people say, well, it gets attention. Yeah, so does yelling fire in a crowded room. That doesn't make it a good idea. I'm not asking for perfection. I'm not asking for everyone to agree. I'm just asking for a half second of thought before we reach for language that was meant to describe real horrors. Because once you burn that bridge, you don't get it back. You can't escalate past the extreme, but there's nowhere to go. And when something actually matters, actually deserves that level of seriousness, everyone's already tired, already numb, already tuned out. That's the cost. Not cancel culture, not discourse, not drama, just a slow erosion of meaning. Okay, I'm done. Brain has released that thought. We can move on now. All right, if you're still here, thank you for hanging out with me. I know this one had a lot going on, a lot of thoughts, a lot of side roads, some chaos, some feelings. So I genuinely appreciate you sticking it out to the end, not as a viewer, just as a person who chose to spend time here. This kind of video is always a balancing act. There's dense stuff, heavy stuff, stuff that could easily turn into a very different kind of channel. And I'd rather keep the vibe human, a little silly, a little soft around the edges. That's why some things get joked around, why some details stay vague, why everything isn't fully explained. I'd rather you have a good time than feel like you're cramming for a test. We'll get into the next part soon, but there's more to talk about. And yeah, it gets a little wild. For the real ones, lantern. And that's it. I'm still here, still creating, still rolling. I'm glad you stayed. See you next time.